what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 1976 Toyota pickup. Up front is a 2.2 liter inline 4 and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Toyota pickup because it's so cool. It's such a time capsule of the past. I think it's an important part of Toyota's history and I'm always excited to bring those types of vehicles to the channel. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers and other merchandise when it becomes available. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you get a video of your car just like this one. And you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 2.2 liter known as the 20R. Well, I have to say that is my biggest gripe with this car, and it's not even a big one, is the fact that they call it the 20R and yet it's a 2.2 liter. Now they also made a 2 liter version of this, which, you guessed it, they named the 18R. I don't know who was in charge of naming Toyota's engines at the time, but they weren't doing a very good job. What is very good, however, is the engine itself. It cranks out about 96 horsepower, which for the era was perfectly fine, but these are incredibly reliable engines. This is really the predecessor and the genesis of Toyota's golden era. Not to mention, it's a rather peppy 96 horsepower. You're not gonna go anywhere too fast, but definitely faster than the other vehicles at the time. The reason I say that is because earlier in this generation's model run, in the early 70s over in Japan, this truck was nicknamed the Roki, which, when unshortened and translated, means the Rocket Hilux. The Rocket. And there was actually a racing series in Japan for these trucks at the time. That's how quick and nimble they were. And that's all thanks to that 20R. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed manual. Now, you could have found these with 4 speeds as well, and there was an automatic option, but I really like the 5-speed. It's definitely doing the job. It's doing the job well, and I have no major complaints. Last but not least about the drivetrain is the fact that this is rear wheel drive. So how does it feel to actually drive the Rocket? You know, it's not very quick by modern standards. However, you do sort of get that fun little feeling about it. I drove a 1981 Toyota Corolla and it felt very similar. Although it doesn't have the same engine, felt very similar to that vehicle. Visibility is great, steering is decently light, shifter feels good, and that's what I miss about older Toyotas. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 2 simple gauges. Off to the left is my fuel and coolant temperature. Off to the right is my speedometer. That's it. That's all I need. Steering wheel doesn't have anything on it besides 2 horn buttons. And it still works. Off to the left, I do have my hazard switch, my lights, and a vent. However, this vent is not for the heat. This is actually just pulling outside air from underneath the windshield and pushing it into the cabin. I don't have any control on the temperature. I don't have any control of the fan speed. It's just a hole that looks a little fancier. On the door, of course, I have my crank for the window and latch to get in and out. That's it. And moving into the center, I do have an aftermarket radio so you can listen to modern music, as well as my heater controls, and I can control the vents a little bit here, but doesn't really do much. This is really just for the heat. I also, of course, get a pull-out ashtray and cigarette lighter, and I get another vent down here. I don't get any center console. However, I do get the shifter. The shifter's pretty tall because it is mounted to the floor. However, that's to be expected out of a truck, and I like the way it feels, like the way it shifts. I just like it in general. The 1976 Toyota pickup fails the big friggin' bottle test. Then I do get a very small center console, and the seats are actually really cushiony. They actually act as almost part of the suspension at this point, which is very, very typical of trucks and even just regular vehicles of this era. However, we don't have any back seats, but let's hop out and talk about the truck bed. All right, so we're on the back of the Toyota pickup, and it doesn't have a center sort of tailgate pull. This is the older style of doing things that seem to work pretty well, and we just have chains on either side. Now this is the long bed edition of the Toyota pickup. It said so on the tailgate, which I'll show you in a second. There are some tie downs, things like that, but this was a very, very basic utility truck. You would put whatever you needed into the back. That was it. There's no outlets, there's no lights, nothing like that. But we could pull this back up. These hinge like that. And as you can see, it says long bed. So pretty cool around the back of the Toyota pickup. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and if you're gonna get a 70s car, if it's not this color, you're doing it wrong. This color is so wonderfully 70s. Tainted yellow with brown seats. I mean, come on. This ain't the 60s no more, baby! I absolutely love it, and I just love the design of the Toyota pickup. I like how it's sort of angular, and that to me is really, really special. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a 1976 Toyota pickup? I love it for many reasons. First of all is that I film a lot of modern Toyotas. And I think modern Toyotas are very good, but sometimes a lot of their regular line vehicles sort of lack personality. A lot of them are gray or white or silver, and they have good 4 cylinders. A lot of them have CVTs, and that's just kind of it. So anytime I get a fun or funky Toyota, I always jump on it. It's like finding out your language arts teacher has a tattoo and is in a band. See, here I was thinking you're just a complete boring square, but you might actually have some personality buried in there. That's what I love about this truck. It has personality. While I've been driving it, people have been stopping, staring, pointing, and smiling. It has an emotional effect on people where modern Toyotas seem to lack. But I also just like the fact that this is a time capsule. I like putting on the seatbelt that feels like starched jeans. I like hearing the carburetor desperately trying to mix the air and the fuel so perfectly to give me the best experience. I like feeling every pothole with my spine. Okay, maybe I don't love that part, but it's part of the experience. It makes me think, it makes me smile. That's what I love about these old trucks. Yes, their modern counterparts can tow more. They get better fuel economy. They have heated seats and proper air conditioning, not just open air vents. But I don't want to be friends with the copy machine. I don't want to be friends with an ATM or an ordering kiosk at a fast food chain. I want to be friends with something that has a little bite, a little character, a little edge to them. All my friends have problems. And if you're watching this video and you're my friend and you think you don't have a problem, that might be your problem. But I like that. They have character. They have flaws. And so yes, this truck has flaws, but it has character. And I desperately want it to be my friend. I think after this video, I think it might be. I think we get along just fine, me and you, Toyota pickup. I think we get along just fine. Huge thank you to Al and Matt for letting me take out their Toyota pickup. This truck is actually being purchased by a new owner tonight. So by the time this video goes out, it will already be in someone else's hands. Whoever you are, Mr. or Mrs., congratulations. You've just made a new friend. Well, me too. I'll be your friend, but I meant the truck. So 2 friends. Not a bad deal. Huge thank you to Al and Matt. They've been supporting the channel for a very long time with their various fun and unique vehicles. I've driven a Postal Jeep from them, a Ford Fiesta, a Subaru Brat, and I'm sure more in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.